I'm telling you, black intellectuals who see through all the bullcrap are the biggest threat to the mainstream media narrative. What's going on, everybody? I am Ty Smith. Welcome to the channel. I am glad that you guys are all here. Make sure you do me a favor and follow me on all the platforms you see listed up there and listed down here if you would, please. Also, don't forget to hit this like button right there so that this video can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm and that my content can continuously be recommended to you, the American people, the subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait to show y'all this interview right here because it is golden. It is absolutely 100% golden. If y'all don't recall, there was a young woman who came up and gave Trump the most embracing hug because she supported him. And this woman met Donald Trump at a Chick-fil-A. And what I keep on trying to tell people is this. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. Plain and simple. If you are voting Democrat because of your beliefs, your principles, your morals, boom. If you are voting Republican because of your principles, morals, values, boom. What I'm not going to do is sit there, y'all stupid, y'all dumb. I can't believe. See, things have completely changed, ladies and gentlemen. It's completely changed. And what do I mean by changing? Me and other individuals like myself who have gone around and pretty much had people look at things from the most basic, fundamental, layman's term speaking way and just saying, go and look into this, go and investigate this, go and research this, and tell me what you come up with. When they come back and say, oh my God, I didn't know. That's the thing I'm looking for. I'm not trying to sit there and manipulate them in some way. I'm not trying to convert them to see things the way I see it. I want them to go and have them conclude what they came out with. Y'all remember there was a time in school where we all had to do like scientific projects to see if we all came up with the same thing. They would call them hypotheses and all that, or research. They don't want you to do that anymore. So this video that I'm getting ready to show you guys, this woman so brilliantly broke a lot of things down that I absolutely love, and she gonna catch a bunch of hell for it. You wanna know why? Check it out.
So an unforgettable moment on the campaign trail for one voter who got a big hug from Trump at an Atlanta Chick-fil-A while he met with supporters. Watch.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We love you.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
Please
Look at the joy. Here to tell us about it is that young woman herself, Michaela Montgomery. She's also the founder of a grassroots political group to conserve the culture. Michaela, I've been waiting for this interview all morning.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
So thanks so much for joining us. So you told the president when you were hugging him, I don't care what the media says, we support you. Tell me what you meant by that.
I am so glad that is the first question you asked me. So, of course, in the excitement of everything, I wasn't able to really relay my message, but the general consensus or social media would have you thinking that if President Trump were to show up to the HBCU campuses or walk around the AUC community, that like some angry mob would form or a riot would ensue and that he would not be welcomed. And clearly the sentiment in that room the other day was the complete opposite. He was very welcome. People were excited to see him. People showed up in support of him, and people, of course, were from all 4 institutions within the AUC, the local HBCU community in Atlanta, and they all showed up in support of him. So it's actually kind of crazy to see people in an uproar when all 4 institutions were legitimately represented, and all 4 institutions were represented by said students who wanted to support President Trump.
You know, Michaela,
And I appreciate that we were able to not only let him know that regardless of what social media says, you know, I know they're trying to make us think we're supposed to hate you, but we don't. And additionally, it was a learning experience for my students because they were able to see and experience firsthand how the media can warp the perception of an opinion or a person. Because, like I said, to think that these students who attend these illustrious institutions aren't smart enough to make their own decisions,
That's
so
right.
much so that they would only show support for Trump because he bought chicken sandwiches and milkshakes.
It's offensive.
That in itself is the most disturbing part of it all, especially when you think about the fact that it was mainly urban media outlets that were doing everything in their power to turn other black people against these young black kids who simply were not shy to explore other options.
It's so incredible, and I think you hit it on the head. By the way, the former president, gave a lot of funding to HBCUs. One of the highlights of my childhood was my HBCU tour to figure out what college I wanted to go to. But tell me about the former president and his policies. What is it about him that is gravitating these young people toward the president? And a lot of people, traditionally, Republicans don't do well in Black America. But a lot of young Black Americans like the former president. What is it about him?
I think, and this is a sentiment I get a lot coming from the young people themselves, is that they feel like he's honest. They feel like this is somebody who, while we might not agree with how he says things, how he goes about things, at least he's telling us what it is. We don't feel like this is a snake in the grass waiting for his chance to bite us. This is somebody who's telling us, this is what my plan is. Here's how I plan to execute it. Here's the people involved. And here's how you can get involved. So they just feel like he's more relatable. And I don't say that to say that, like, you know, they all relate to him. But again, he gives you that relatable feeling to where it's like, hey, I'm just like you. You know me. This is what you said you wanted. Here's what I'm going to try to do about it. They really feel like this is somebody who's talking to them and not just saying what they want to hear.
Such a good point. Michaela, what has Biden done for our community? What has he done for Black America?
Well, he locked up a lot of people that look like me, and they're still sitting in jail waiting for, you know, justice, an appeal of some sort. So when it comes to what Joe Biden has done for Black America, if we look specifically at his record as a senator, it wasn't something that benefited us at all. If anything, one could argue that he dedicated his entire senatorial career to disrupting the way of life, you know, for Black people. He didn't want Black kids going to the same school as his kids. He didn't want Black people walking on the sidewalk along with his mother and grandmother. So the fact that we ignore these things that were said on the Senate floor, like this is somebody who passed legislation with the sole intent of oppressing a certain community. And we're going to act like that didn't happen, or we're going to act like it can be overshadowed by somebody's comments a few years down the line that made us feel some type of way. Feeling some type of way is completely different when you can feel a certain type of way at home. There's people who are, you know, as of right now, spending the rest of their lives in jail because, you know, Joe Biden thought that they deserved it, as if there isn't retribution. And then you had somebody like Trump come in and give us the First Step Act to try and right the wrongs that were done with this 3 strikes rule, and nobody's talking about that.
Michaela, I need more time with you. We got to go
You can call me whenever.
We'll make it happen. We'll bring you back on, and we'll talk about the president's plan to win more Black voters. Michaela, thank you so much. Thanks for being bold.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Nobody, you see how she broke down the Joe Biden part and the Trump part? Nobody got no smoke for that, do they? Because they think, I mean, guys, come on now. The dude told us that we ain't black to our face. He didn't even say if you are for Trump. He said if you didn't even know if you wanted to vote for him or Trump, then you ain't black. If you are, in other words, if you are undecided whether you want to vote for Trump or Biden, then you ain't black. So I guess all black people are supposed to be a certain way, think a certain way, mindset's supposed to be in one particular manner. That's it. And if it ain't, you must not be black. And if you're not black, then what are you? See, here's a problem that a lot of people have. Trump came along, and a lot of people don't like Trump's attitude. They don't like Donald Trump's demeanor. They don't like the way he say things, you know, mean tweets and all that. But what they don't want to do is open up in the mainstream media what Trump's track record was and what he did for a lot of the black community while he was president. Like how he set part to where the black community, when it comes to HBCUs, didn't have to continuously beg for funding. He's like, y'all don't have to come every so many few little years and every year, every 2 years to to get funding from the federal for the HBCU. I'm going to do it to where y'all are stacked for the next 10 years. Nobody talks about that, do they? I know they don't. They don't talk about how among black people, Trump had it in place where black folks had the greatest low employment in history. They don't talk about that, do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't talk about how he pretty much pushed for a plan to be in place that he called a platinum plan that was getting ready to completely skyrocket a lot of opportunities for blacks. Even though blacks got a substantial amount of opportunities as it stands right now, he was getting ready to put in place something called a platinum plan, folks. That platinum plan was going to be exactly what it was. It was crazy, getting ready to benefit people, opportunities, jobs, entrepreneurship. It was going to encourage those type of things, right? They don't talk about that. All they talk about is that this is a horrible man. He did this. He did that. He did this. He's trying to get rid of this. Y'all, if you have not been out there in the real world versus what you're seeing on media, you won't begin to be able to understand it. Like this woman just said, media would have it out there that all black people hate Trump. They don't. Media won't show y'all. Y'all don't believe me. I can't show y'all all this because I want y'all to, I don't want to take away from this awesome speech this young woman just gave. Go and look up videos. Y'all don't believe me. Go type in YouTube blacks for Trumps or black people loving Trump. The ghetto loves Trump. The hood loves Trump. And if you were to look at that and say, well, they don't know no better, then you will be insulting black people, period. Even for you to think that if somebody wants to vote Republican or vote for Trump, they don't know any better. You know how insulting that is to black people? For black people to sit there and think and say this, are you voting Democrat? You voting Democrat? Oh, man, you don't know no better. That's insulting, period. That's the reason why you have two different sides you can vote for. It's because of that reason. For anybody to say, Ty, you voting Republican? You voting for Trump? Oh, that's okay. You don't know no better. Ty, you voting for Biden? Oh, that's okay. You don't know no better. You don't know how Biden. This is what's going to be played all day long. But what you shouldn't do is act like a person shouldn't have a choice and that they should only choose the way that you choose. Plain and simple. When it all comes down to it, Trump has done more for black people than any president besides Abraham Lincoln. Don't believe me? Go look at the track record. Don't believe me? Go look at the track record. What this lady just said Biden did for the whole time Biden was in politics, everything he did was damnable towards black people, and all of a sudden he becomes the president and he wants to help black people. And even during the 4 years that he's been president, what has he done? What has Kamala, the first colored black vice president, what has she done for you Negroes? I'll wait. Oh, she invited y'all to go dance to some ratchet music while she's in the White House, huh? Why they had she did that, huh? Oh, glory. Oh, she did that. She invited some kids from historically black colleges to come and have a party while they listen to ratchet music by Sexy Red. Really? See, you don't see Trump trying to throw no ghetto-fied party for black people to try to get them to listen to what he has to say. He comes and he talks to you. He shows up to black forums and speaks there. He don't sit there and try to have a concert for you with Jay-Z and Beyonce and twerking and booty shaking and all that. He know that stuff is not going to benefit us none. And it's an insult to think that that's all we good for. It's crazy. Absolutely 100% crazy. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think of this woman's views and what she said on this. Don't forget to leave it in the comment section when you do that. I don't want to just hear y'all some of y'all, I know some of y'all write me, y'all tell me, Ty, while you're doing your stuff on YouTube, I'm literally yelling at the screen. Don't yell at the screen. Type it in there. Let us hear what y'all got to say. All right? Leave it in the comments below this video. Hitting this like button right here will push this video out in the YouTube algorithm, and it keeps my content coming to you. So please press that thumbs button. Also, don't forget to get into you guys' cell phone. Let one person know about this channel. Encourage them to subscribe to this channel. Let's see what y'all got to say on this. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.